don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello there. I think I got my allergies under control this time around. If you listened to or listened, whichever you did, to the last video, I started the first part of the chapter number 2. And if you can get past all the sniffing and like small little breaks I do because I'm kind of struggling here. Especially near the end. Basically, she met her mother her mother's the leader of the entire elven force. Yeah, so Lier apparently doesn't have a great relationship with her mother. It seems kind of strained. Yeah. Apparently that seems to be what I was going for. It was, but wow. It's interesting. Yeah, I find my own work interesting. That's a good thing. Oh yeah, I don't know if I said this. Please buy my book. Buy my book. Because I'm technically spoiling the whole thing here, and I'd rather you guys read it and give your own opinion than listen to me yammer on about it and about it. Then I have this very negative look towards certain parts about it, but I still enjoy it. I mean, I loved writing it. I'd love to hear other people's less bias inputs. Yeah. So, time to start again. Yeah, long intro. And I'm going to reread the last paragraph that I read while I was sniffling like this. Because I couldn't get it out. I couldn't breathe properly. Okay. Slier breathed out, breaking the silence. The sounds of the wrestling of the canopy and the creaking of the wood disappeared with her sigh. You have disappointed me, Slier said flatly. Of course. She does not have more to say. Always just let me know I am a disappointment to her. Then back on to telling me what she wants. And I fall in line. And I follow in line. Ooh, typo. And I fall in line. No more arguing. No more talking, Lier thought. What is my purpose in being summoned to serve so young, Commander? She asked in a respectful tone, all other forms of discussion being diminished with her mother's statement. A few seconds passed before Slier continued. Well, you are here in an interrogative role. Slier mentioned for Lier to take a few steps back. Slier pulled out a small crystal, pressed it to her forehead, then set it on the ground and stepped back. The center of the room filled with light. We are native to the forest. The light began to take shape in the room. All our tactics in fighting come from using the trees as high ground, cover, and a way to move unseen. In the model of light appeared an elf who jumped from tree to tree with a dagger strapped to each arm. On the other hand, Slier looked up towards the model of light, and it collapsed into itself. And the entire model seemed to move out of frame, rapidly, only to create a model of their current encampment. This here is all flat land. So far, we have no clue how to fight or move safely. An image formed of a battalion of elves trying to sneak in on a dragon who had just laid a town to waste. The elves were chased off easily, for they had no cover and no strategy for the open land. Your job will be to interrogate the human prisoners, to gather information on what led to the fallout with the dragons, gain intelligence on the layout of the land, and to learn what strategies the humans use to fight. Slier said, adding with disgust, when they do combat against each other. Lier was taken back. This seems like an important role. She was amazed that she would be trusted with such a thing. All hope that trust and confidence had been placed in her were diminished with an instant. Well, you are the only one Well, you are the only one I can spare, Slier said without a thought. All the real soldiers will be needed for commanding the assaults, and you know more languages than the rest. I have already learned something from the humans, Lier said. Slier looked up intensely at Lier. How could you possibly? The first thing I did when I was sent to the prison was interrogate the prisoners. And what did you find out? The humans believe the dragon came to their aid because of all the sacrifices it had been offered. Animals. Slier responded, repulsed. Lier thought it best not to mention that the sacrifices were only female humans. However, I do not believe that is the case. Of course not. Dragons do not care about something of such insignificance. The foolish humans just probably started giving them sacrifice with the thought that the dragons would protect them. Slier smirked. Dragons do not have such agreements. They only care for their families. That is the point. When I was riding in, I observed the dragons fight from afar, and it looked as if the dragon was trying to protect something, or at least find something. Lier paused and flicked her left arm in the direction of the crystal in the center of the room, trying to recreate an image of what she had seen. The small nomadic town took shape, and the three crimson dragons coming in, and the black dragon flying in fast to stop in front of the dragons. The smaller black dragon would take blow after blow, and he would still keep fighting, even though he was outnumbered. He would look around each chance he got, as if he was looking for something, before flying off into the distance, as if still in search or chasing something. Lier allowed an image of light to collapse back in on itself as she lowered her hands. Well, as insightful as that was, it still does not answer any questions. All you are doing is raising more questions, Slier said. I guess my point is, Lier inwardly rolled her eyes. My point is that we will not learn much from them. This is their land. They live here. Why not use them to help with this war? From what I gather, they were here at the start of it. Why can't they not fight in it? Slier looked intensely at Lier. Why do you say they were here at the start? She held the room with her tone. What do you know? Lier felt sheepish under her gaze. No, nothing. I just found it interesting that the war started when one of the sacrifices returned to the village. She let out. Did it not occur to you that she could have escaped due to the war and that she was not the cause of it? What we know is a significant amount of magic left the dragons. And then war broke out as the dragons attacked human camp after human camp. As if the humans wouldn't kill themselves off if left on their own. Slier looked down on Lier harder than before. What we need now are facts, not speculation. Ma'am. Yes, ma'am, Lier replied, with as much command as she could muster. Well, I believe that will be all, Lier said. Your orders are as follows. Interrogate the prisoners, send any useful knowledge up to me, and build your own small unit. Odds are we will be sending you in on small tasks, recon, and the like, in the near future. Lier gave the customary salute, turned and walked out. One more thing, Slier said, as Lier stopped and turned her head to look back. That fool of a blue leader who did not send you to me right away. Slier waved her hand in the air uncaringly. Take her with you, and do with her what you see fit. Lier turned back around and began walking out. Might as well keep all the fools in my army in one place, was the last thing Lier heard Slier say as she walked past the guards and headed directly out of the massive tent. Lier made it out of the door and saw the blue leader was still in the same spot as before. Did you have any other tasks for me to do? Lier asked. Oh, did you not have any other tasks to attend to? Lier asked. Ma'am, I was told to stand here after delivering you and wait for further orders, ma'am, the blue leader replied. Oh, cut that out, Lier replied. You have been placed under my command. Ma'am, the blue leader said, puzzled. Enough of this ma'am stuff. Lier looked exasperated. My name is Lier. The blue leader's eyes grew wide and alarmed. Lier smirked at that. Fine, if you need to, just call me Amber Leader Lier. Yes, thank you, Amber Leader Lier. The blue leader replied, not as confident or stately as she had appeared at their first meeting. Oh, and by the way, what is your name? I never got it. I have just been calling you Blue Leader this whole time in my mind. Oh, apologies, Matt. The blue leader started to say, but Lier stared her down. Amber Leader Lier. She turned it into, making Lier smile and let out a small laugh. My name is Elsri. Blue Leader Elsri said. Lier smiled at her. Well, Elsri, I guess we are going back to the cells. Lier began to walk back the way they had come. We will be talking with the prisoners, see what they know, and what we can learn from them. It's the end of chapter 2. Much shorter chapter. Moves into chapter 3, Family of Ash, where the story actually starts. Yeah, so chapter 1 and 2 are basically prologues. It's just, I could have easily made a prologue, but at the same time, I didn't want to make a prologue because it is important to the story. Prologues are normally something that you can skip and just go on to chapter 2, which you can in this case. But it's a part of the story, and I like it, so kept it. Gonna do a recap, I guess, about chapter 2. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.